Grammatical names and functions. This topic tends to challenge a lot of students when it comes to passing it excellently in the examination, especially those who are preparing for external examination. So in this video, I want to provide practical solutions, practical tips on how you can easily answer questions on grammatical names and functions and come out with an excellent result. Today, I will concentrate on noun clauses. In the subsequent video, I will teach you adjectival clauses, and in the next one, we'll see adverbial clauses. Then an evaluation will come, and the conclusion will come, of course, after each segment of the video. Now, I want you to understand what a clause really means before we proceed. A clause is a group of words with a finite verb, while a phrase is a group of words that's a phrase on the other hand without a finite verb. And what is a finite verb? Understand the finite verb, the concept of a finite verb. A verb tends to be finite when it is marked for person, marked for mood, marked for number, or marked for tense. When you can look at a verb and you know that, okay, this is a present tense verb, that means that verb is a finite verb. When you can tell the mood of a verb, all those mood auxiliary, will, shall, should, they appear in finite, they are finite verbs, so they appear in clauses. When you also have a clause, a verb that tells you if it is singular or plural marked for number, then that kind of verb is also a finite verb. When I was coming, I saw a madman. When I was coming, I must also mention that a clause is a group of words with a finite verb that can stand alone or cannot or may not stand alone in a sentence. Because we have two major type of clauses. We have a clause that is independent, that is the main clause, and a clause that is dependent, that is the subordinate clause. Okay, so when you say when I was coming, it cannot stand alone and form a complete sense. So that will be when I was coming. Guess what happened when you were coming? Now looking at that expression, when I was coming, was there is a finite verb because one, it is marked for number. We know that was is singular, and two, was is marked for tense. So when a verb is marked for any of the features, tense, I repeat, tense, number, tense, either present or past, number, singular or plural, mood, obligatory, certainty, probability, as the case may be, or person. If a verb is marked for person, maybe it's a first person verb or a third person verb, either singular or plural, that goes vis-a-vis the number as well, then you know that it is a clause. I will, like I said, be providing practical tips on how you can identify all of these things and know them easily. Welcome to Lucid English TV. Learn how to write crisply, speak confidently, and pass excellently. I will provide day-to-day free lessons on how you can, of course, pass excellently, and we are doing that again in this video. Functions of noun clauses. Now, one thing you should know is that noun clauses function as nouns and pronouns in sentences, and they are also replaceable by nouns and pronouns. So you might want to know what a noun is, or what a noun is not, what a pronoun is, or what a pronoun is not, before you can understand noun clauses, because they belong to the nominal family, the naming family. For example, if you say that he came late annoyed the jury. That he came late annoyed the jury. Now, the whole expression that he came late is a noun clause. How do we know? What annoyed the jury? You must ask the question, what annoyed the jury? That he came late. Now, looking at the expression so far, you can replace it with a pronoun, it. It annoyed the jury. Very easy. So far, you can also replace it with James, or you put your name. What's your name? Okay, thank you. Your name is Mark. Thank you. Mark annoyed the jury. You can see that. So, in expression like that, noun clauses function as nouns and pronouns in sentences, and they can be replaced by any of the two. They can be replaced by a noun, and they can also be replaced by what? By pronouns. Let's move on. Now, one, A noun clause can function, or noun clauses can function as subject in sentences. Please, we should understand that subject not always perform actions in sentences. When you define nouns in those days, you define nouns as a name of a person, animal, place, a thing, and you stop. Nouns are names of persons, animals, places, things, or ideas. You must understand that ideas are abstraction. Abstract nouns are part of the definition of nouns. Okay, so, and most of the time, these abstract nouns are what the clauses complement. That she arrived late made her totally unqualified for the job. That she arrived late made her totally unqualified for the job. What made her completely or totally unqualified for the job? That she arrived late. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's acting. I was talking about subject not acting the other time. When you say Cain killed Abel, Cain killed Abel there, Cain killed Abel there, Cain killed Abel. Cain is performing an action, Cain is the subject. But when you say Cain is Abel, Cain is Abel, Cain is not performing any action there. Okay, Cain killed Abel. You can see that Cain is a different person, Abel is a different person, and there is an action of killing there. But if you say Cain is Abel, there is co-referentiality. Cain is Abel, Abel equal to Cain, Cain equals to Abel. That means Abel will be a complement of Cain and not an object. Okay, so it comes back to the verb. If the verb is a transitive verb, it takes an object. And if the verb is just a linking verb, it doesn't take an object, it takes a complement. What I said was the truth. What I said was the truth. Okay, what was the truth? Any expression that can answer the question of what, or what was the truth? What I said. Okay, what I said. And you can see that all of this group of words, they have what? They have, all this group of words have finite verbs. The first one, arrived is a finite verb there, while in the second one here, said here is also what? A finite verb. It is notable for tense, past tense. Arrived is also notable for tense, it's marked for tense. 2. So if you want to write this, that this will be what? The grammatical name will be noun clause. You write it noun clause, or with the function subject of the verb made. That's number 1. Subject of the verb made, or is it subject of the sentence? That's how you write it in the exam. Or what I said, subject of the verb was, or subject of the verb or of the sentence. Anyway you want to choose to write. Number 2, noun clauses function as objects in sentences. The function as object in sentences is said that it would be late. It said that it would be late. That it would be late. What did it say? That it would be late. I finally found who I wanted. I finally found who I wanted. What did I find? Who I wanted. So that would be a noun clause. When you can replace it, the best way to just test 2 ways is to ask question of what. What did he say? That he would be late. I finally found. What did I find? Who I wanted. So when it is replaceable one, or when it answers the question of what, it's a noun clause. Okay, so how do you know an object? An object comes after the verb. Okay, comes after the verb, and when that verb is an action word, not just an action word that is a verb that can transfer its action. There are some verbs that cannot transfer their actions an object, like smile. He smiled beautifully. Okay, so he said, what did he say? That he would be late. That would be an object of the sentence, or the object of the verb said. You quote the said. Okay, I finally found what I wanted. Object of the verb found. So I finally found it. He said it. You can just use that pronoun it to test it, to be sure, or to ascertain that it is a noun clause. Let's move on. Next one. The noun clause can function as appositions in sentences. Noun clauses function as apposition in sentences. The assumption that things will improve. The assumption that things will improve is unfounded. The assumption that things will improve is unfounded. Apposition And when you have two or more, so let me just say two elements that are functioning in a place where any one of them can function. It is the co-occurrence of two elements in a position where any one of them can function. So when you have a case of a position, you have just a comma in between them, nothing else separating them. So in this sense, you can say the assumption is unfounded, okay, and you can also say that things will improve is unfounded. You must understand that the assumption is unfounded, that things will improve is unfounded. The matter that she was disqualified has been resolved. The matter that she was disqualified has been resolved. So you should also understand this. What has been resolved, that she was disqualified. What has been resolved, the matter. So when you have a co-occurrence of two elements where any one of them can function, you have an apposition. Okay, let's move on. Next one, a subject complement. Their challenges are how the car will be fixed and washed. Their challenges are how the car will be fixed and washed. Okay, what are their challenges? How the car will be fixed and washed. What is how the car will be fixed and washed? Their challenges. So when you have a case of co-referentiality, like I said the other time, now it goes back to the definition of verbs. How do you define verbs? I'm wait for you. How do you define verb? Just define verb. How you used to define verb in the comment section after when you are watching this video. So I will define my verb for you now. A verb is an action word or a linking word. This is because not all verbs are actions. Not all verbs are actions. For example, this are here, it's a verb and it's not an action. Jump is a verb, you can jump. Okay, scream is a verb, you can scream. Is a verb, but you cannot perform it. ARER is a verb. Okay, their challenges are how the car will be fixed and washed. Okay, now it goes back to the sentence I gave you the other time. Cain is Abel and Cain killed Abel. Okay, in Cain killed Abel, the verb makes Abel an object, but in Cain is Abel, the verb there is makes Abel a complement and not an object. Now this one, the challenges are whatever comes after linking verbs. Linking verbs are was, where, and all the be verbs and other ones like that. So the challenges are how the car will be fixed and washed. How the car will be fixed and washed will be the complement of the subject. Their challenges or complement of the verb are, and anyhow you want to write it. Good governance was what the citizens demanded. Good governance was what the citizens demanded. Quite easy. So good governance was it. Good governance was it. The challenges are those. Okay, you can just replace it. You can just replace it with what? With just a pronoun and you move. So that will be complement of the subject, or you say complement of the verb. Please learn to write it well. When you want to write the function, the grammatical name will still be noun clauses, and you talk about the function complement of the subject, their challenges, or complement of the verb are. So I would want you to put comment in the comment section. Just put your answers there, or you send your answer directly to me on 081397454464. I'll still drop it in the description below. So do this, check it out. How books are sold is not solely determined by authors. I want you to write out the grammatical name, the function. 2, his problem is how to get a good wife. I hope that's not your problem too. How to get a good wife. What it needs is a miracle. What it needs is a miracle. So I want you to give me the grammatical name and the function of these expressions are underlined. Let's see. Thank you for coming to Lucid English TV. Kindly subscribe to this channel and share it with your friend. You can check us on Facebook, Lucid English TV. Thank you very much.